Hey YouTube, Sandy aka the Dragon Duelist here. Thought I'd do a deck profile on my Shadow Wings deck, so yeah, that should be pretty good. Also, like to show off my Crystal Wing Single Dragon mat, so yeah. Anyway, thought we'd do this deck profile and get back into it as much as I can, so hopefully you all enjoy this video, so let's get to the deck profile, shall we? Enjoy! Okay, trap lineup. We have 2 Call of the Hunteds. So yeah, I find they're useful. Wise, more or less. Anyway, we have 1 Jar of Avarice. Actually pretty useful, believe it or not. We have 2 Starlight Roads. Quite a useful back row, if you ask me. 1 Metaverse. Good for getting a field spell. 2 Wiretaps. So yeah, very useful trap. 1 Mirror Force. So why not? 2 Icarus Attacks. And 1 Torrential Tribute. Sorry for the glare there. Can't really do much about it. Alright. Level 4 and below lineup. We have 2 of this guy. Sorry if I can't pronounce the names. I'm still not used to them yet, so bear with me on that if I get some of them wrong. The reason I run 2 of this is because I find 2 is enough. I know most run 3. I find 2 is enough for my build, so it works for me. That's basically it. We have 2 Battle Storms. Now, you're probably wondering why I run this. 1, because of its effect, and 2, well, it's a dark monster, and you'll see the reason why further on in the deck profile, so yeah. We have 1 Zephyros the Elite. Shouldn't need to explain that. Only have 1 of that, because only really need 1. Anyway, we have 3 Dragoonity Ducks. Now, I know most people only run, 2. I find 3 is better for my build, because I find this one's more useful. Well, for me anyway. So, yeah, that's the reason I run 3. We have 2 Legionnaires. I find these are useful for getting rid of monster and back row. So that's why I run them in. So, yeah. We have 2 of the, well, I suppose, relatively recent tuner. Do like running it at 2. I know maybe some might run it at 3, but I find 2 is enough because of its effect and all. I run 2 of this guy, which is a Dragoonity Aquist. So, the reason I run that is because a good combo with Legionnaire, plus it's another tuner, and it's a pop, so why not? And finally, we run 3 Phalanx. Shouldn't really need to explain that if you know Dragoonities, but for those who don't, that's basically a bread and butter of the deck, more or less. Anyway, down to the spells. We have 2 Card of Continents, obviously plenty of Dragon Tuners with 1,000 or less attack. Anyway, 1 Monster Reborn, staple. 2 Divine Lance. Well, Dragoonity Divine Lance, but you get my point. 1 Pot of Avarice. 2 Return of the Dragon Lords. Now you're probably wondering why. You'll find out further on in the deck profile, but it also works for your level 8 synchros, so it's pretty good for that as well. We have 1 Hey Trunade. Actually quite useful if you're up against the back row deck, so it does come in handy. And of course we run 3 Dragon Ravines, since it's at 3, so why not? So more or less the staple of the deck, more or less. Well, one of them anyway. We have 1 Raigeki. Okay, now we're on to the tribute lineup. We have the reason for me running the Return of Dragon Lords, at least one of the reasons. Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. Now I know some people are probably wondering why. Reason being because of Ravine, it actually works quite well. Plus, it's a good way to get rid of some problem cards. Plus, its effect's pretty decent too. We have 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, for obvious reasons. And the reason I run those the Darks in the deck, 1 Dark Zamorg. Now you're probably wondering why. I like to take it in because it actually has proven useful against a lot of players and stuff. Now granted, I don't play meta, but it's good for if you want to have fun and whatnot. So yeah, that's why I run it. And I also take 1 of this guy, which is the Archbrave Dragon. Now you're probably wondering why. Is mostly because of its effect. If it's sent to the grave, when it's during the next turn, it'll bring back a level 8 or a 7 dragon. Not only does this work for your Divine Dragon Felgrand, but also works for your Synchros as well, so it's useful for that. And we run 2 of this guy, which is the Dragunity Misleton. I think I pronounced that name right, hopefully. Anyway, but yeah, I only run 2 of them. I find 2's enough. Okay, now to the extra deck. We have 3 Vadrianas. Now I know some people prefer like 1 or 2. I like running 3 because this combo I always find is really useful. We have 1 of this guy. Sorry if I don't get the names right. It's hard to remember the names sometimes. But yeah, the reason I run 1 of him is because, well, there's a synchro you can use with that pretty well, so you'll know why when you get further on. Also, I run 1 of this, which is the Adamantipator Rising. It's a level 6 Adamantipator Synchro. Reason I run this is because, well, you have enough wins in the grave, plus its effects actually quite useful if you're needing to get rid of problem cards in the grave, so pretty useful for that. We have 1 of this guy, so yeah, I should need to explain that if you're a Dragunity player. 1 Stardust Dragon, sorry for the glare, there we go. Anyway, 1 Scrap Dragon, and of course 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. I find it's a really useful card for getting rid of some problem cards in attack and whatnot. We have 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend for 2 reasons. 1, for its effect, and 2, also treated as Red Dragon Archfiend, which will be, you'll see why further in. We have 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. There we go. Sorry, sometimes I get mixed up with the words. Apologies. Anyway, we have 1 Trident Dragon. Now the reason I run this is because, well, there's some moments where you could just get the perfect moment and just go push for game. It's actually a good card for pushing for game if you've got the right field. And we have 2 of this guy, which is the Dragunity Ascalon. Reason I run 2 of them right now is because, well, not only is it a good synchro monster, but its effect's pretty good as well. So, yeah, that's the reason I run 2. And now another reason why I run the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. We also run one Red Nova Dragon. Now, mostly because also, like I said, I can use Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend since it classes Red Dragon Archfiend. And you can actually bring this one out pretty well with a decent attack power. So, yeah, because it gets since it gains 500 attack for each Tune in the Grave, which is good for this deck. So yeah, that is the deck profile. Hope it was informative. Hope you enjoyed it and whatnot. Sorry if I haven't done videos in a while. Just too much in my mind and too much going on. So hard to get like motivation, especially in these days, as you know. But I will try and get some more videos done if I can. Just as I said in my other video, please understand it's kind of hectic right now, but yeah. Anyway, I better go, so later guys. This is Sandy, aka the Dragon Duelist, signing off. Laters!